let me clean your house for a tip. I need some before and after pictures. So I'm like, let me clean your house. I'm not gonna charge you, but you can tip me if I do a good job. I cleaned maybe 3-4 houses, did different stuff. I got about $300. I used the stuff under our kitchen sink. So we had, rags, sponges. I didn't go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff. I took our vacuum, went and cleaned their house. They tipped me.
That's number one. Y'all can get started. Even don't wait to get all professional, all the LLC.
No.
Just get out there, make some money first.
Headed to the top, there ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, own property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. Don't flash it for. I'm on my grind, not no more fashion show.
What's up, y'all? It's AJ Simmons, founder of the Clean Biz Network, and I am the Cleaning Business GOAT. And today we have a special guest. Somebody, actually, I'm not even gonna try to do that. I'm gonna look at my notes. So let me read it to you. Here we go. Today's guest is a 7-year Navy vet. She's a wife, she's a mother of 5, and somehow she still manages to work as a civil engineer as well. I had the privilege to meet her and her husband at the 2024 CBN conference, and I knew she would be a great guest to have on. So without further ado, please welcome the CEO and founder of Combat Cleaning, Miss Kiana Bunjers. What's up, Kiana?
How you doing? I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely, happy to have you. So you already know how we started off.
Okay.
So if you don't mind sharing, can you please share approximately about where you are as far as revenue goes with your cleaning company?
So last year we closed out at about 265.
Wow.
Since we started, every year we double. So this got to be our $500,000 year.
Okay.
That's what it's going to be.
Let's get it. When did you start the company, by the way?
I started the company, so we started right before COVID really took over.
Gotcha.
And started just wasn't the plan.
Right. Okay.
It was not the plan.
Okay. Well, before we get into the whole story and how you built to that point, let's just rewind a little bit and tell me about who is Kiana, where you're from, the background, all of that.
So I am from Anchorage, Alaska.
Okay.
Lived there my entire life. We have 5 children. I'm married, so it's me and my husband. He's holding down the fort now. We got strip and wax jobs going on. We started new contracts. So on the drive here, I was getting messages saying, hey, we'd like to move forward.
Right.
So he's holding the fort down there. And yeah, I was in the Navy as a CB for 7 years. I was a builder, combat construction engineer, and now we're to this point.
Okay. I like that. Now, so when we think engineer, we think, big money, like, uppity, put together. So
Yeah.
it's like, why the cleaning industry as an engineer?
Yeah, so the engineering was my background. I did it in the military, then I went to school for it, and it's been my passion since I was little.
Okay.
Being a little black girl, you're not encouraged to be in STEM. Back in the day, that was not. You're encouraged to be a nurse, a teacher.
Yeah.
That wasn't my thing. I like to understand how things work, how things are put together. Yeah. That's always been me. It's always been what I said I wanted to be. I wasn't always encouraged. I wasn't always told, like, yeah, you can do that. Perfect. Yeah. It was, well, you got to be good at math. Or
right.
it wasn't, so it was more so to prove to people that didn't think I can do it. When I took my ASVAB, I got the highest score in engineering.
Okay.
So I knew from jump that would be, and then, when you go places, you don't see a lot of people who look like me that say they're a civil engineer. I'm the unicorn in the field, and I want to encourage. I have daughters, I have sons. Yeah. I want them to look at me and say, and see that, that can be a thing. That is the standard. It doesn't have to be you're the unicorn.
Right.
That can be our new normal. So now moving forward, you're seeing the black doctors, you're seeing the engineers,
right.
you're seeing the black presidents.
Right.
So all these little boys and girls are now seeing people that look like them. Shoot for the moon, land on a star somewhere like that. That's what the goal is. So that's why cleaning wise, no matter what, I'll always still pursue or be involved in the engineering sector just because I want that for everyone.
That's what's up. I love that. So, but as an engineer though, I'm gonna keep it there. Mm-hmm. That's like more of a white collar thing. So have you ever felt like a sense of embarrassment a little bit, like in the cleaning side?
Not at all.
Okay.
for two reasons. One, being a cleaner, a janitor, a maid, housekeeper, however you want to put it, hands down is the most important job in the world. Because if tonight, all of the cleaners, the people flipping these Airbnbs, the people, tourism will crash. Yeah. Nobody wants to walk into a dirty hotel room or Airbnb that's not ready. Fact. These buildings that are conducting multi-million-dollar operations will be taken over by bugs and pests because their trash aren't being taken out. Right. There is COVID flu season. These hospitals, people will have infections. Yeah. The world will literally crash if these night ninjas are not in here doing what they need to do. Hands down, you clean that toilet with your head high because you are molding the economy to be able to move how it needs to move. When COVID hit and people could not pick up the trash on the side of the road, what happened? The sidewalks were filled. Yep. Raccoons everywhere, rats. It was stinking. It was gross. And that lasted for a week or two before people were like, you need to do something. Yep. You need to pay them. You need to do whatever they need to do. Get them masks, get them hazmats. They got to get this trash.
We was essential personnel, right? Yeah.
So you are essential personnel. Act like it. And two, because I started a cleaning business, if something's bid correctly, and even to this day, I don't ask my staff to do something I'm not willing to do. So to this day, if I need to go out there and clean, well, I'm not doing it for $9 an hour. If I go clean a toilet, I might be doing it for $50 to $100 an hour with a smile on my face. Okay. There's nothing to be embarrassed about that. So no, I don't have a sense of embarrassment.
Wait, we got to jump into that. That won't on my questions list. Since you said $50 to $100 an hour.
Yes.
How do we get the price at that price point?
So really, when people are bidding something or giving you a price, an early mistake I made is, creating myself a job. Okay, it's nice to do something for $20 an hour. Cool. If you price it like that, your overhead, your supplies, your taxes, all of that is not considered. So when you have employees, you have a pay rate and then you have an employee rate. The employee rate covers the rest of it. So if I'm doing something, I'm paying myself, and then I have my overhead attached to it. So, and then two, even if somebody's not doing it that way, you set your worth, you set what your minimums are. And you'd be surprised, what people are going to be okay with paying or what they've been paying. Yeah. So too many times we downplay it and we're like, okay, well, I'd be okay with doing something for $15, $20 an hour. Right. When really you have these huge corporations, you don't know what their hourly rate is or what they're. So That's true. Set it forward to make sure that you can pay your bills, pay your overhead, pay, the building needs lights, you need your website, you need all your stuff, and then you need to turn a profit. Yeah. So charging $50 to $100 an hour, that's not, obscene. That's not heard of. That's what it is. That's what a lot of these plumbers, these carpenters, that is the starting point. Yeah.
So you got a unique company name. Mm-hmm. Why Combat Cleaning?
So I was, of course, prior military. And one of my alter egos is Combat Barbie. Okay. So when I was modeling and, because I was a Miller Lite model for a while.
Wow, okay.
And then I took that and spun it around. I'm huge on mental health awareness and suicide advocacy, being a suicide survivor myself. I took it as a lot of people don't want to hear or see kind of the depressing sob stories or a lot of people don't understand mental health. The community has a stigma behind it. But what they will stop and scroll for is a cute girl.
Absolutely.
Or somebody posing in a nice... they're going to stop and read that caption. And it just so happened that, my caption had something to do about mental health. Right. So the person that may not, know that, 1 in 5 African Americans, suffer from a mental health, they know now. Right. It was attached to a picture, but, that's how I brought suicide awareness to it. Wow. So Combat Barbie was a nickname that I got when I was active duty, just because of my demeanor. I was still girly. I was in the military. I was down to get dirty. Right. I was a builder, so I was doing construction and stuff like that. but I still like my nails done. I still like my nail polish. I still, I'm still a girl. Right. So Combat Barbie was a nickname, and it just stuck.
Right. So hold up. I'm about to get controversial. I want to try to anyway.
Uh-huh.
Right. You say, hold up, they don't stop for nothing else. They're going to stop for a cute girl.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. But if I say that, am I misogynistic? Am I not? What is that? Whatever.
You're a human.
Okay.
You're a human. No different than, I think people nuke that and overdo it. Doesn't mean that you're being misogynist. Doesn't mean you're being a creep. Doesn't mean you are a human who is attracted to whoever you're attracted to, male or female. So, and people, it's okay to admire someone for their personality, for their demeanor, for how they look. I think people just dig way too deep into it. As long as someone is being respectful of that person, it's okay to admire people. It's okay to give people compliments. You don't know who you're interacting with from day to day. You don't know what they're going through. Giving them a compliment or smiling at them could be the difference between them going home and, ending their life because they're just going through it. So I'm an advocate. If you see someone that looks nice that day or smells nice that day, tell them, hey, I really like how you talk. I really like how you hold yourself. You dress really nice. I think now we have such a sensitive culture of you can't give someone a compliment. You can't, and I get it too because you got to be careful. Right. You don't know how someone's going to take that, interpret it. So breaks my heart that people can't just be themselves and be nice. But I don't feel like that's misogynistic or, whatever.
Cool. And then I got to ask this since you said it. Do you drink Miller Lite?
No.
You just modeled it, right? That's funny.
We would encourage other people when we would have events to try to get them but no, okay. I am not a Miller Lite person. That's funny. I'm really not a beer person at all. Right. I've had to change my palate to kind of encourage. So there's a couple of them I like and I'll sip them. But
okay. Okay, just had to ask.
Are you looking to start your own cleaning company? Or maybe you started your cleaning company, but you just need a support group, some mentorship, some guidance. Hell, a bidding calculator just to help you know if you're pricing the job correctly. Join us at cleanbiznetwork.app. That's www.cleanbiznetwork.app today and get on the right track with your cleaning company. We have everything you could possibly need to get you going in the right direction. And see why we've been the leading cleaning business consulting company for the past 5 years. And why they call me, AJ Simmons, the cleaning business GOAT. So I can help you just like I've helped and my company has helped thousands of other people start and grow their cleaning companies. Go to the #1 source today, www.cleanbiznetwork.app. Thank you.
As a veteran, as a woman-owned business, as a minority-owned business, it sounds like it just makes sense for you to do government contracting. Have you gotten into that at all?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. And probably, I'll never say never.
Okay. Probably
won't.
Okay.
From me and my point of view and my experience, and no shade to anyone who does, I like the fact that the businesses, the way we do things, once a business reaches out to us for a walkthrough, they've already seen our Google. Right. They've been referred by another company or another person. Right. They already want us to do it. Right. I'm not fighting with more than, maybe 2-3 other companies or quotes. Right. In my opinion, when you do a city, state, or government contract, it's public record. So that gets posted to a procurement website, whatever, and hundreds to thousands of people are putting in their bid. Majority of the time, they're going to go with the lowest and most qualified company. To me, outbidding or underbidding hundreds of other people is not a win to me. I don't want to be a part of that fight when I can deal with people who want to deal with me, my company, how we do things. It's not that I'm scared of a little competition. Right. It's just that why those packets are thick.
Absolutely.
To turn in all that documentation, I'm spending 2 to 4 days of preparation because if you miss a page, if you miss a signature, it's an incomplete bid. It gets thrown out. So to do all that effort just to be the lowest bidder, and I get to going to the CBN conference, my eyes were open to the fact that it doesn't always have to be that way.
Yeah.
You know, you do have your set-asides, you do have your partnerships where you're not, you know, going through that process. So that's why I said I'll never say never, but as far as the average or normal way those things are handled, to me, it's not worth the effort and energy when I can have people coming to me and going with the price that I've set.
Yeah, 1,000%. We on the same page with that. Like you said, Eric Coffee has definitely helped me to be like, all right, maybe. You know what I mean?
You know, I'm willing to, you know, you can't, if I haven't learned anything else, is there's more than one way to skin a cat. Yeah. Being stubborn and being a business owner will have you stuck.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to hear someone out or mold or try something, you're spinning your wheels and you're stuck in your place. So I don't want to be stuck or complacent, but just, you know, my troubleshooting and the way I'm set up, I'm like, that don't make sense.
Right.
So,
absolutely. Okay. Now, do you remember how you found your first customer? And then if so, is that still the way that you use now to get your customers primarily?
So the way we got our first customer, so technically when I started the business, I started it because I got laid off. So I was doing geotechnical engineering. I was testing soil, dirt, things like that. Right before COVID hit, they got new management. The new management decided to clean house. I worked all day, and at the end of the day, he walked in my office and told me I didn't have a job anymore.
Wow.
That job was my life. I was coming in on the weekends. I was staying late. I had a key to the building. I was not working on a business, working on myself, working on anything else.
Right.
We have 5 children. So to hear that after working all day, and then he goes, well, you should be able to get unemployment or something. Well, guess what? A week later, the city was shut down. Everyone was laid off. The unemployment website crashed.
Wow.
It was a 4 to 6 hour hold to try to call the unemployment office. You would wait 6 hours and the phone would hang up on you. There was no unemployment.
Right.
My husband was working as a carpenter, and, you know, I had to figure something out. Right. So I'm like, I'm not crafty. I don't bake professionally. I don't braid hair. I don't,
right.
You know, I don't know how to do nothing but go to these people's jobs.
Yeah.
And, you know, do what I do. So I'm like, okay, I know how to clean. My whole life, my mom was a housekeeper. And I used to go help her when I was little. And then part of being in the military, when you're lower ranking, you gonna mop, you gonna clean, you gonna strip and wax, you gonna do whatever they need you to do. So me cleaning was supposed to be a little side hustle for me to just make some money until I could, you know, until the city opened back up and I can get a job.
Right.
So I texted a couple of my friends and associates and I'm like, hey, let me clean your house for a tip. I need to get my timing down. I need some before and after pictures. So I'm like, let me clean your house. I'm not going to charge you, but you can tip me if I do a good job. My friends came through with them tips. I cleaned maybe 3-4 houses, did different stuff. I got about $300.
Wow.
I used the stuff under our kitchen sink. So we had, you know, rags, sponges. I didn't go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I took our vacuum, went and cleaned their house. They tipped me, took the tip money. I think I made some cards, some simple, like, little cards. Bought a new, like, $50 vacuum because I didn't want to use the house vacuum for other people's
Right.
stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, this is my cleaning vacuum now. I'm going to buy us a fresh one.
Right.
Went to the dollar store, bought, you know, some fresh stuff just so I'm not passing stuff back and forth. Yep. Probably paid my car insurance, you know, paid whatever I needed to pay, put some gas in the car. That turned into, so word of mouth. Turned into people saying, hey, well, you're moving out of your house. Well, my friend's cleaning houses. I started getting busy.
Right.
My phone started ringing to the point where my husband hated his job. They didn't treat him correctly. It was just, he was having issues. He was with a company who hired predominantly Spanish people, Spanish-speaking people. And he was telling them his frustrations about, hey, when y'all give instructions in the morning, they're only saying them in Spanish on purpose. And he's telling management this. Management said, well, maybe you should learn Spanish.
Oh.
So he's like, okay.
Yeah.
Anytime he asked to learn something new, because he's trying to climb the ladder, you
Yeah.
know, he's not a person to be complacent with what he's doing.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, I want to learn this. I want to learn how to do layouts. Like, they're not trying to teach him anything. They're telling him, oh, you know, and he's like, I can't stand this.
Right.
I started getting busy. And I'm like, I asked him, I'm like, what do you think about a cleaning business? And he's like, let's do it. Let's go. Because he's all about that. I'm more of the, no, we got to plan it.
Right.
He's like, let's go. I know how to clean. Like, I know how to strip and wax floors. So we did that. We were, we started going to networking events. So to actually answer your question, we signed up for a networking event. Because I'm like, we're going to do this. We're going to make it a business. I've never wanted to be a business owner. Didn't know how to start a business. Right. We signed up for a networking event. And we were getting misleading emails. So I'm like, I don't even know where this event is. They're not giving, So I called the area that we were supposed to, the location that they were supposed to have it. And I said, hey, there's not a time listed. When do we show up? How do we? And she said, oh, well, that's canceled. They didn't take it off the website. And I'm like, no. Okay. And now I'm bummed. I'm like, man, we were going to get clients. I had my cards ready. We went to the middle of the mall and got T-shirts made. Right. We were ready to go. It was going to be our first one. And she said, well, what kind of business are you at? Because I'm telling her, like, we were really excited about this networking event. So she says, what kind of business are you? And I was like, we're cleaning business. So she said, oh, you know what? I just got off the phone. I've been trying to find a cleaning business all day.
What?
So I'm like, okay. So she says, well, we're a luxury assisted living home. And I have empty units that are supposed to be rented out. They're post-construction, we need blah, blah, blah. And she said, can you send me a technician? So I'm on the phone and I'm like, well, ain't no technician. It's me and my husband. And I'm at my job. I'm at my W-2 job. So I'm like, sure.
Right, absolutely.
Of course I can. I think I can. Let me make some phone calls and see. And she said, okay, perfect. And just shoot me over your W-9 and blah, blah, blah. I'm Googling W-9. Yep. What is a W-9? Luckily, doing research and watching your videos and other people, I did secure EIN number and stuff. So it was an easy transition I didn't know exactly what I was doing, but I did have a good foundation from watching and learning on what to do. And we had our LLC filed and all that stuff. So I hang up from her. I call him and I'm like, meet me at the house. He's like, I'm like, we have to get the cleaning bucket and we have to be across town in 30 minutes because we have our first commercial clean. Yeah. So they loved what we did. And that's how we got, my second one was my job. Actually, I had, fast forward, I got a job, ended up getting another job for another engineering company. And they were our first recurring contract too. They were very supportive. And I told them, hey, I have a cleaning business. When does y'all's go up for bid? And they were like, you want to clean it? Give me a number. Yeah. And I'm like, for real? And they're like, yeah. So initially it started me getting off work from there and coming back to clean. And then, we hired people and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how we.
And so, all right. So I hear you started off freelance cleaning pretty much. Wasn't even a company yet.
Wasn't even a company.
So that's number one. Y'all can get started. Even don't wait to get all professional, all the LLC. No. Just get out there. Make some money first. Then you went to a networking event. Don't be scared to get out here and look at the networking, y'all. Then you got a job. Might as well ask them. Hey, y'all, can we clean this? You know what I mean? I love that. That's perfect. So so now today, what would you say is your top way for getting customers?
Now, Google carries us pretty far. Okay. We don't do residential anymore. So the residential clients that we had that were non-problematic, that paid on time, that weren't, a pain in the butt. Right. We kept, and they're grandfathered in, and they will be as long as they'll have us. Right. And we've had them since day one. And right now, the only residential stuff we'll do is a move-in or move-out. I'm thinking because we get so many requests, our deep cleans made us famous. So when we clean a house, we're taking your vent out and replacing your filter. It's top to bottom, left to right. Okay. Very detailed. We're taking your stove apart. People love that. Yeah. And so we still get so many calls, and I'm thinking about doing a VIP thing, just so we can still have that recurring revenue, but only deal with who we want to deal with and who wants to deal with us. So that's been my thing. That's how we get customers. A lot of word of mouth. I don't do a lot of marketing on purpose, because I don't want to get flooded with just unnecessary people that just want to get a quote, just curious about the number. Or just want to be nosy, or just want to, or just want to, do a boat and pony show. They got to do 3 quotes, so they just call a random company. They already know what company they want to go with. Right. So I like when we get a good, solid, warm referral. Somebody sees our Google, sees us, meets us at a networking event, knows us. You know, 'cause people rock with us. People like us. People like our brand. People like that we do square business. People love my husband. They love the work he does. They love how he interacts with people, how thorough he is with the walkthroughs. So we get a lot of just word of mouth. People have researched us. People have met us. And that's how we get our clients.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Now, clearly you have people working for you because you got your job. So people swear that nobody wants to work these days. So how are you finding people that actually will work?
Same. So we don't post that we're hiring ever. Usually what happens is, for me, how I find people is if I go to a store or a restaurant and I'm interacting with someone who's already on their feet, they're already walking around, they're already moving, they're already interacting with people. I know they're physically capable of cleaning already. And they give me amazing customer service. Even if the restaurant's busy, people are cussing at them, people are just being rude, and they're still like, okay, you know, they're handling it well. They can take constructive criticism very well. I'm seeing it real time. I'm not paying them anything. They don't know who I am from a can of paint. And they're still willing to do their job with a smile on their face, regardless of how much they're getting paid. I'm going to hand them a business card and say, you know, even if you want to keep your job, I got some part-time work for you if you'd like. Another way is if we have a really good employee and they refer a family member or a friend, you know, and say, hey, I'm working for this company. They're giving that direct testimony into how we do business, how we pay, you know, how we handle complaints. So they're telling them like, hey, I've had this job. It's a good job. I've been working. You know, I don't have to sell the job to them. By the time someone reaches out to us, they've already heard how we get down. They already heard how we pay. They already heard the types of buildings we do. So no different than I interact with customers, I like the interacting with employees to be the same way. Because, you know, you hear the saying, good dope sells itself. So at the end of the day, my sales game isn't, I don't like schmarmy salespeople. I don't like someone to be on my head and try to convince me and have all the bells and whistles. Let me do the research myself. Let me convince myself that I want to work with you, that I like how you do business. No different than why we joined CBN. You didn't call me 8 times, send me 10 emails, have all these follow-ups, do all the, you know, I did my own research back in the day when you were doing your videos and stuff. I saw people go from point A to point B and start their business, and the next thing you know, they're 6 figures from following your plan and using your calculator. I got to do my own research where I went, by the time I reached out to you or signed up, I was already sold. That's a lot more pleasant than somebody that you got to convince. So that's the aspect I take with employees, customers. I'm going to do square business. We're going to do a good job. I'm going to do my quality control. I'm going to do my research to be a good business owner and have well-trained employees. You know, I'm going to do my job no matter what. So either you want to rock with it or you don't. You know, I don't need to sell it.
I love that. Okay, I love that. Now, have you tried hiring family? And if so, how has that worked out for you?
Worst idea ever. And we might have to edit this out. So can I?
And I was like, oh no.
You're like, not over here.
Right.
You don't know who's around you. So be you, ask those questions, be the awkward person, be the person who's always talking about their business. That's fine.
The lightning round. So
okay. Jesus.